All right, we're gonna do this live because I can, and I don't know, I'm just gonna do it live anyways. So I'm not gonna wait for anybody to hop in. I'll just let you watch it afterwards if you weren't able to see it live. So a couple of weeks ago, I posted a question on my social media on Facebook, asking you guys, asking the public, asking my followers, if you knew the difference between a realtor and a real estate agent. I think we're very used out there. We use both words interchangeably. So a lot of people, I think over 80% of the people that answered that they didn't know there was a difference. What's up, Ronnie? So let's talk about, I'm recording this on Facebook Live. So if you see it somewhere else like YouTube or you see it afterwards, it's a recording. But right now I'm live. So there are people on the board posting that they're watching or asking questions. Anyway, so I wanted to talk real quick about the difference between a real estate agent and a realtor. If there's any difference, what those differences are. What's good, Jesus? So I know we use the words right now interchangeably, right? So some people say, I need to hire a real estate agent, I need to hire a realtor. They really don't see a difference between them. There is a difference though. There are some differences. So let's dive into first of how it started and how they came about, right? So over 100 years ago, people were doing transactions in the US, closing, buying property, selling property. And there were a group of people helping them they didn't have a designation, they didn't have a name. So the state decided that these people who were helping buy and sell needed to follow a set of rules and needed to have some kind of education. So they started mandating, the state started mandating that each person who was helping needed to be licensed real estate agents. So that's how it came about over 100 years ago. These transactions kept happening, and I guess there were some things got messy in the middle somewhere, and the National Association of Realtors is born. That association is it's on a national level. It's not a license, but it's a membership, it's a cardholder membership on a national level. So, real estate agent is someone who is licensed by the state to negotiate on behalf of sellers and buyers of real estate during the transaction. That is a real estate agent. They're licensed by the state. A realtor is a member of the National Association of Realtors, right? So these are people who subscribe to a higher level, a strict code of ethics. So one of the things in our code of ethics is that we must put our clients. I'm a realtor. I'm a licensed real estate agent with Texas, and I'm a member of the National Association of Realtors, the Texas Association of Realtors, and the Houston Association of Realtors. Right, so we have a code of ethics, and the biggest thing is we have to put our buyers, our clients, buyers or sellers, their interest above all. Even if I represent the seller, though, there's a buyer involved, I still have to protect that buyer and treat that buyer fairly, and anything factual that I know about the property or the transaction, I must share with them. I must treat all parties equally and fairly. So one big difference, technical difference between a real estate agent and a realtor is access to the multiple listing services. So the MLS, for example, here in Houston sorry, I got a phone call that came in. So the MLS, the multiple listing services. So if you hire a real estate agent who is licensed, that person is most likely going to put your property, to sell your property, they're going to put your property on Zillow or Realtor.com, well, not even Realtor.com, on Zillow, on Trulia maybe, they're going to put it on Craigslist, Facebook, stuff like that. Now, a realtor who has access to the multiple listing service is going to be able to share that listing with other real estate agents and other realtors who are licensed and a member of the National Association of Realtors and their state board and their local board, like the Houston Association of Realtors. So I don't know if this helps or not. I hope it does. Biggest difference is anybody can be a real estate agent. Not anybody can be a realtor. So yes, realtor is a member of a group that is held to a higher standard and also has access and benefits to the MLS. So for example, all these are fingers. In general, we know all these are fingers. So all thumbs are fingers, but not all fingers are thumbs. That's the kind of thing. So all licensed real estate agents are real estate agents. Not all licensed real estate agents are realtors. So if you hire a real estate agent who's not a realtor, when you hire somebody, make sure you ask them if they're a realtor. So that way you know if they have access to the MLS, the multiple listing services, and that they are held to a higher standard and a code of ethics that the normal real estate agent is not. I want to touch one more thing, which is new construction. If you walk into a community and into a new construction community to buy a brand new house, the person who's sitting there at the office the likelihood of them being a realtor is very, very small. Most builders will hire sales reps who are neither licensed real estate agents and especially not realtors, right? So it's always a smart idea as a buyer that if you're going to go buy a brand new house, a new build, new construction, you want to make sure you know that you have the right to have a realtor represent you on top of that agent, that person who's selling the house for the realtor, so for the builder. So that builder's rep might not be a licensed real estate agent. If they're a licensed real estate agent, they're most likely not a realtor. And if they're both, they're most likely hanging their license and they're working strictly as a salesperson. In general, this is not a dig at anybody. This is not a dig at anybody who's a real estate agent. But I'll give you an example, another example. I had a house listed a few months ago, and I had a real estate agent call me. They wanted to access the property. Because they're not a realtor, they didn't see the instructions on how to get into the house, and they didn't have an electronic lockbox to be able to access the property. So I, as the representative for the seller, had to go and meet that buyer's agent at the house to show it to them because they weren't paying dues to be in the Association of Realtors, and they also wanted to save money in not having access to lockbox code. So even though they were taking 50% of the commission, I was doing more work than I should have been doing. So that's just a small speech about what realtor versus real estate agents are. If you have any questions, just drop it down there in the comments. If you're seeing this, please like it, share it, put hearts, comments, anything. If there's anything I didn't cover that you need me to cover, you think I should cover, or again, if you have any questions, just ask me. All right, so make it a great day. As always, no matter what you do, always have fun. And if you need anything real estate related, you can always rely on Eli. Thank you again for watching, and have a great week.